How do you know if your wine's gone bad? Let's talk about it. Welcome to Thirsty Thursday. I'm Mark and this is the Average Me channel. And in today's video, we are going to talk about ways to know if your wine's gone bad. Now, I'm no wine expert, but there are some really simple things that everybody can learn and know, and you'll at least be able to identify whether or not your wine has gone bad. Now, wines can last a pretty good long time. There are a few things that we all should know about storing wine in order to keep them from going bad. Now, most wines will last a good long time if they are stored in a cool, dry location. And typically the reason you always see wines stored in this position is you want to keep the cork moist, and that helps as well. So one of the first indicators we're going to look at on this bottle. Now, I'm going to tell you all four of these bottles that we're going to open today, I'm 99% sure all of these wines have gone bad. Primarily because when we found these wines, they had been stored for a number of years in a Florida condo it was in a location where the sun could shine on it. So it was bright and probably made the wines very hot. Now, this is a 2010 bottle of Merlot, so this is already 13 years old. You probably wouldn't want to hang on to it that long, but one of the things that we're looking at here is we're seeing that the cork is recessed. So that is not a good sign for wine. So what we're going to do is go ahead and open this up, and we're going to see how it tastes. All right, so one of the first things that we're going to do is I'm going to see how this wine smells. We're going to see what it looks like, and then we're going to look at how it tastes. So actually, I'm not smelling a really bad smell here. It doesn't smell vinegary, really. It doesn't smell, that sauerkraut smell. Sometimes I've heard that it might smell like burnt marshmallows, and those might be some indicators. So, okay, this is a really bad sign because this wine has a little bit of a brownish tint to it. So visually, we know that just by looking at it, that this is not a good sign for wine. It's not really bad. It still looks primarily a kind of a burgundy color. But now that I get in the glass, it does have a little bit of an acidic smell. Now here's the part I really don't want to do. It's not terrible, surprisingly. But it's just off, where a little bit of that acid is sneaking in. It really isn't as bad as I thought it would be. The way that cork was had sunken into the bottle, and it's getting a little dark. I was expecting it to be a lot worse. But it's not pleasant, and I wouldn't necessarily want to drink this with a meal. So next, we're going to look at, here's a Chardonnay, and we're going to look at some of the same things. I know that I should, rinse my mouth out between wines, but like I said, I'm not a wine expert, and this is not a wine tasting. This is simply a look at when wines go bad. Now, another thing we might look for is a cloudiness in the wine. And this particular wine is a 2007, and it's actually looking pretty clear. The cork is not recessed. Are we going to get lucky with this one? I don't know, let's see. Now, okay, this is really a bad color. Once I get it out of the bottle, this is not a good color. This is, it almost looks like tea. This is not good at all. It has almost, I don't know, like a rubbery smell to it. I know I've heard it said that burnt rubber was one of the indicators, but I don't know if that's for white wines or red wines. But it doesn't look good. It doesn't smell good. Do I really have to?
An exciting meal has been ruined by the presence of this liquid filth.
Do I have to say it? That is not a good tasting wine. Now these next two bottles, it says it's a rare California port. I kind of doubt it. The brand is Windsor Vineyards, and I think this is kind of a, it's a type of wine that you can buy and have your own label put on it. So let's open it up and see what we have. Now, once again, the cork looks pretty good on this bottle. So let's have a stab at it and see how it is. This cork doesn't want to come out. There we go. Now, another thing that you might want to look for are bubbles in the wine. And despite what Don Ho said,
tiny bubbles in the wine.
Tiny bubbles in the wine are not desirable. If you see bubbles in the wine, it means that a second fermentation has started. The wine is going bad. Bubbles in the champagne, that's one thing. Bubbles in the wine, not so much. Now this is, I know it's a port, but it is almost black. Okay, this is a really bad smell. This absolutely has a smell of burned rubber. I do not even want to taste it. I mean, what's the use? What? Oh, that's awful. That was really bad. Let's see if this one is as bad. I started cutting this, and as I turned it, the foil was spinning on the bottle instead of the foil cutter cutting it. Okay, and this one does not have a recessed cork either. So out of these 4 bottles, only 1 bottle had a cork that was recessed. There's not even any pop to this. I want to show you something else. Look how these corks, how badly they're discolored. That is not a good sign. If you open up a bottle of wine and that's what your corks look like, don't even bother to taste the wine. That's really bad. Okay. Yeah, this is identical. It's terrible. I'm not going to taste it. It smells the exact same way. It smells like burned rubber. And so we know that this wine is not good. So what did we learn? We know that wine should be stored in a cool, dry location. If it's a wine that's corked, which really, you should be buying bottles with corks, shouldn't you? You want to make sure that that cork is staying moist. You want to look for appearance, smell, and taste. If it's cloudy, if it's turning brown, that's not good. If it tastes burnt, if it tastes vinegar, if it has bubbles, either visually or you taste the bubbles, obviously that's not good as well. And the smell should not have that vinegar smell, the burned marshmallow smell, the rubber smell. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. If you check wines, and beyond that, I mean, you know, if you're a wine expert, you'll know a lot more things to look for. But anyone can recognize these signs of a bad bottle of wine. So what do you do with this bad bottle of wine? This is all it's good for. It doesn't even look red now, does it? Look at this. There's chunks of something in there. Yuck. Well, if you got this far, I hope that you like and share the videos. Leave your comments down below. If you haven't already, please subscribe by clicking my face in the corner. And don't forget to ring that bell icon. That way you'll know when I post new videos. Thanks for joining me. I'm Mark, and this is Thirsty Thursday on the Average Me channel.